and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the brand new BMW X4. And at this point, you may be wondering, what the heck is a BMW X4? Well, it is basically a four-door crossover coupe, or to make it simpler, a smaller version of the BMW X6. And coming up next on the Fast Lane Car, my top 3 likes and dislikes of this brand new BMW crossover coupe. Think about that. It is cold out here. That is a hardcore jet skier. But that brings me to my number 3 dislike. And it is the fact that, of course, as any coupe, or do you say coupe, it has this sloping roofline with 4 doors, which means it's sort of sexy, but it also means it's a pain in the head to get in and out. Let me show you what I mean. Oh my God. Very difficult to get in and out of here. Plus, when I'm in here, not a lot of headroom. Sexy, but certainly not utilitarian. My number 3 like, and of course, probably the best thing about any BMW is the engine, especially this twin power 3-liter that puts out 300 horsepower and 300 pound-foot of torque. It's a straight 6, the way God intended engines to be configured, and it powers all 4 wheels through BMW's xDrive. It's really a gem of an engine. My number 2 like is this commanding driving position. What I mean by that is it's a crossover and yet it's a coupe. That means it's tall, which means when you sit in the thing, you see over the tops of other cars. You have that great sense of owning the road, and since it's a BMW, it doesn't swoon and wallow because the suspension is tight and the driving is sports car-like. How do you combine being on top of the world and yet driving like a sports car? I don't know, but BMW does it. My number 2 dislike is the dashboard. Quite honestly, it's getting a little dated. Yes, it's simple, and yes, it's somewhat elegant, but the orange dials, the very tiny screen, it's all feeling a little bit too 1980s. And I think it's time for BMW to move beyond this typical, simple, yet dated interior. This BMW X4 competes with cars like the Porsche Macan and the Audi Q5. And with a base price of just under $50,000, it ain't cheap. But having said all that, my number 1 dislike of this BMW is BMW's iDrive. I just find it incredibly unintuitive, frustrating, and a general pain in the ass to use. Does the world really need a 4-door crossover coupe? Well, some might argue that we don't. I mean, the sloping roofline makes it look sexy, but it cuts down on the practicality of the car. Trying to look out the back is like looking out of a tank slit. But having said all that, BMW somehow manages to take that magic BMW ride combined with a really great engine that's turbocharged for up here at altitude, making for a fun and not very utilitarian ride. But nevertheless, what I like about this car the most is the fact that BMW takes a car and takes a bunch of things that don't belong together, and somehow, using their magic, makes it all work. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Check out TFL4K.com for more news, views, and of course, real-world reviews. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I love BMW's xDrive, especially the fact that it sends power to all four wheels all the time, the way that it should be done. Ciao.